When you think about a career in the beauty industry, the first thing that probably comes to mind is a general cosmetology degree. But what if the smarter path, the more sustainable one, is actually way more focused? Today, we're diving into a specialized alternative, the shampoo and styling license. So, if you're thinking about a career in beauty, you've probably looked into cosmetology school. But let's just pause and ask a really important question. Is that big, all-encompassing license, the one that teaches you a little bit of everything, truly the best path for every single person? Okay, get ready for this number, because it is staggering. Over 70% of licensed cosmetologists in the US are reportedly not even working in the field they trained for anymore. That is a huge disconnect, right? And it really points to a fundamental problem with the traditional way of doing things. And that brings us right to our first section. We're going to explore what our source material calls the jack-of-all-trades problem in the beauty industry. We're going to unpack why having a broader license might not always be the great advantage it seems to be. Yeah, we all know the saying, right? And in today's beauty industry, those words carry so much weight. When a program tries to teach you everything, nails, skincare, chemical services, cutting, it can be really, really hard to become a true expert in any one of those areas. So let's break down what the source calls the cosmetology trap. We're talking about a massive time commitment, often around 1,500 hours. The curriculum is incredibly broad, covering things you might have zero interest in ever doing professionally. All of this comes with high tuition and often a lot of debt. And then, once you're licensed, there's this immense pressure to be an expert in everything, which, you can imagine, leads straight to burnout for so many. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, this brings us to the smarter path we mentioned earlier. It's all about specialization and how it can offer a much more focused and sustainable way to build a real career. Just look at this side by side. The difference is night and day. On one side, you've got the traditional 1,500-hour cosmetology path, and on the other, the specialized 300-hour shampooing and styling license. You're basically going from this broad, expensive, high-pressure world to one that's fast, affordable, and completely centered on mastering one specific, super in-demand craft. No, I want to be super clear about this. This isn't about cutting corners or taking the easy way out. The source really emphasizes that this is a deliberate, strategic choice. It's for professionals who know exactly what they love to do. Maybe it's giving the perfect scalp massage or creating a flawless blowout, and they want to build a whole career around that one specific passion. But hold on, does specialization mean skipping the fundamentals? Absolutely not. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. It means you double down on them. This license is built on a totally non-negotiable foundation of safety and sanitation. You see, professional service begins with understanding these different levels of safety. Sanitation is your baseline, like wiping down a counter. Disinfection is a step up, using EPA-registered products to kill most bacteria and viruses on your tools. And then there's sterilization, the highest level, which kills all microbial life, though it's less common for non-invasive styling services. Knowing the difference here is absolutely critical. And what happens if something goes wrong, like a minor cut or a scrape? Well, true professionals have a strict protocol they have to follow. The source lays out these exact steps, from stopping the service immediately to disinfecting everything involved. And this isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's a requirement that protects both the client and the stylist. Okay, so beyond safety, you've got the craft itself. Let's take a quick peek at the core skills and knowledge that really turn a good stylist into a true expert. And honestly, it's a fascinating blend of both science and art. Before a single drop of shampoo even touches a client's head, a great stylist has to be a detective. They're analyzing the hair's texture, its density, its porosity, which is just a fancy word for how well it absorbs moisture, and its elasticity, how much it can stretch without breaking. This analysis literally determines every single choice they're about to make. And there's some really cool chemistry involved too. Healthy hair and a healthy scalp have a slightly acidic pH. The right products help maintain this balance, which keeps the hair's outer layer, the cuticle, closed, smooth, and shiny. But using a product that's too alkaline can throw everything off, opening that cuticle up and leading to frizz and dryness. And that little bit of chemistry directly informs product's choice. It's not one size fits all, A stylist needs to know exactly when to reach for a clarifying shampoo to bust through product buildup versus when to use a gentle, color-safe one to protect a client's pricey hair color. And then, of course, you've got the tools of the trade. It's not just about owning them, it's about knowing exactly how to use each one. A diffuser is for preserving curls, while a concentrator creates that sleek, polished finish. The right brush makes all the difference between getting volume or getting smoothness. Mastery of these tools is everything. So, you've mastered the science, you've mastered the tools. How does all of this translate into a long-term sustainable career? Let's talk about the business side of being a specialist. The timing for this couldn't be better. The beauty industry has just seen this huge boom in businesses that do one thing, and they do it exceptionally well. I mean, think about all the dry bars and blowout studios that have popped up everywhere. These businesses don't need a jack of all trades. They need styling specialists. And this all brings us back to one core, powerful idea. Specialization equals sustainability. When you become known for giving the most amazing blowout or the most relaxing scalp massage in town, you build a loyal client base that trusts your expertise. That trust, that's the foundation of a long and successful career. I want to leave you with this fantastic quote from the author of our source material, Tran. Mastery is not in knowing everything, but in knowing exactly where you shine. I mean, wow. It just perfectly captures the whole philosophy behind this focused approach to a career in beauty. So the final question is really one for you to think about. In a world that is constantly pushing us to do more and be more, maybe the smartest path forward is to focus, to specialize, and to become the absolute best at that one thing you truly love to do. Is that your path?